I'm live. Okay. Where are we going? Let's put the brake on. Make sure it's on. No chocks. Interesting. And yeah, we will see how this thing treats me since I did not have the stuff on it. Didn't all the static elements. It may treat me badly. Oh, fuel. I want 90 per tank. There's that. Close the door. Not sure what the temperature is. And we are golden, ready to go. And oh, actually I'm on VATSIM, so this goes off. So I need some info. Airports, KRSW. Thank you.
Aural warning, okay.
Airport info. And ground is 121.9.
TAWS system test.
There's
okay.
That tower is going to be 128.75. Okay, so that's dialed in. And COM 1 and 2 don't work on this airplane, weirdly. All the things they worked on in this airplane, just weirdly, they didn't do that. Okay. And there's that. And so I've got that. I need an altimeter. Fort Myer, there we go. 2996. And what do we have for the wind? 070 at 4. Weather's okay. We've got some showers to the north of us. And so we're good there. So let's get this thing fired up before our battery dies. Okay, so it's all clear out there, and nav, strobe, aux PP. Blasted sounds. I guess it's that. Maybe it's my headset. All right, that's done. So starter and timer. 1002. Check starter ignition, oil pressure, NG. Light off. .30 by 30. Cut out. Inertial separator on. that, and then the generator. Generator's good. Someday. If I can find the plastic click spot. There's that. And bleeds are auto, AC is on. And let's go to the checklist again. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Oxygen supply is on. Check, check, check. Pressure mode is auto. Temp. What's the temperature? 26. AC's on, that's good. Check, check. Standby instruments. 330, 330. 20 feet. It says minus 20 feet. Let's say minus 20 feet? $2,995. No, it's Brandenburg. 2,996. Well, it's a 40-foot difference from the runway. We will see. Flight plan menu. Enter. Let's get this done. Here's my flight plan. Going to ORL. Going to Haney. And then going to KJAX. Alright, proc. Departure is the Seashell 6. And we're going runway 6, and we're going to Orlando. And proc. Arrival. And Cuban 1 from Haney. Runway 8. Alright. So, sorry. Departures. Seashell 6. Seashell 6 is depart this way and then go to where? So depart heading 058. It's 058, right? There it is. And let's see if there's an altitude. 4,000. 4,000, climb 058 to 540 feet, then on heading 058, or is assigned by ATC for vectors to Seashell, then connected on Pulik. So altitude 4,000. And we're going to seashell, kill this timer. And let's go flight plan. There's seashell right there. That's all set to go. 29 feet at Jacksonville. Check. Altimeter setting is checked twice. Pitch, yaw, and roll is checked. DI systems panel is fine. Inertial separator switch is on. Taxi light. Fuel caps are on. Embarrassing thing to leave them off. So I'm gonna check all this stuff off and return and find a taxi route. Going to runway 6, so we make a right, no, we turn out to the left, take A4 to Alpha 1. A4 Alpha 1. So park and brake off, taxi lights on. So this is with VATSIM. Let's see. Hold on a sec. Yep, I know. Yeah, something's not right here. Where is my... I am connected. Equipment codes, no. Aircraft, no. Settings, servers, network, audio. Not getting anything. GUI. Hotkeys. Flight sim, yoke, USB. Voice attach. To push to talk. Edit. Button 0 works. Activate push to talk. There we go. Something was messed up there, I knew that. Okay. And let's go back to cockpit. That'll work for now. I guess I should look at ATC. Just in case somebody pops up, Jack Center is online. Okay, so we already checked this. I'm looking for A4. So this is Vulcan. I should set the time of day to about the right time it is now too. This is real world weather? Yes it is. Let's move it closer to there. That's good. So I'm still looking to see if there's ways to tune Vulkan. I don't know. I haven't departed from this airport often. I swear I don't know that my view is right here. That looks right. What the heck? Didn't mean to do that. I hope the rest of this thing is set okay. And save all cameras. And we can swap the tower. So I guess I had about 3 weeks off from the TBM, and then I took one VFR flight up on the California and Oregon coast to see how good a coast could look. Quite honestly, I wanted to see what it would look like. So I flew the whole friggin' thing at 6,000 feet. I did look good. So if you are flying in California, or that area, you find your flight plan taking you over the coast, you don't have to worry that it's going to look ratty, because it looks really good. I'm going to stop here and do it. Well, I've already done my run up, but I've got a couple things to do. So just give me a second here. Okay, so parking brake is set. Check. Throttle idle. Flaps take off. Yep. Check. Flaps. De-ice will take care of. Flight controls are checked. Trims are checked. Passenger belts. Strobes are on. Let's turn them on here. CAS is good. Check. Fuel looks good. Flight instruments. 058 on the heading. Don't know why that says 055. And climbing to 4,000 feet. Altimeter LFE is correct. Rotated 85 knots. Battery charge is good. And let's get rid of that, and let's find what our departure frequency is going to be. 126.8. Here we go. So, lights, icing, flaps are set, transponder, alt, switches, parking brake, and toga. Fort Myer traffic, TBM taking runway 6 for departure at Fort Myer. sensitive friggin' throttle. Rotate. Positive rate, gear. Maps. Yaw damper. Fort Myer traffic. TBM left turn out northbound. Fort Myer. Flitch. So this is Vulcan. Honestly, there are differences. It's smoother. On my rig, I haven't seen that much of a frame rate boost yet. Maybe because I need to do some tuning or something. Let's say we'll go up to 12,000. 15,000 for now. Yes. Inertial separator off. Landing light. Just shut the lights off. There we go. And how sensitive that is. I must have moved that 1/8 of an inch and it backed off that much. Alright, let's do a direct seashell. And nav. So we got some clouds here. My frame rate is about 35. I'm gonna put the autopilot on so I can look around. Looks good. There's a weird bug with shadows, which we may see once we get up high. Once we get above the clouds, I think is when it kicks in. If you see it. And it's okay. There's a workaround for it. And it's a known bug. If it bothers me at some point, I'll use the workaround. But that looks gorgeous down there. Just, I have to say. That just is so pretty. What's the temperature? 6. Active sky isn't the best at creating a long, dense overcast. I am going to turn on de-icing. 10,000 feet over to get the lights off. I'm hoping that they'll put a fix out for that, but when they get around to it, maybe a complete other version. I'm sure they're sweating bullets about what MS 2020 has going on. About the only thing they got to offer over there, I think, is textures. Look at that. I don't know, maybe they've improved the clouds some. Need to keep working on that. But that looks really good. And we're going to run into more weather as we head north. Let's put on NextRad, see if there's anything significant. So I figured out with NextRad, if it isn't like yellow on the sky vector, then NextRad doesn't even show it. So these are really considered yellow, kind of. And if they do show up as yellow here, you don't fly into them. Bad news. Let's get our torque up. Oh, no, no, no. God. A sliver at a time, I swear. Heading. Let's see, did I swap? No, I didn't. Nobody to talk to here yet. Anyway, we should be talking to Jacksonville right around Pollock, right around there. So how are we doing? That's going up to, what am I flying up to? 250 at least. Let's see. 290. There we go. Yeah, I miss this airplane. I've been flying other airplanes and I just have not, just looking for another B. This is my A airplane. This is the one I like to fly the most. I've been looking to see if there's a good qualified B out there. And the only thing I've come across so far is the DA62, which is another G1000 airplane. I've got 3 others, and 2 of them were duds and one's a hopeful. So, hard to find a good airplane. Standard. It's a lot easier to find a good airport than it is a good airplane. It is pretty out there. Like these late afternoon flights. And early morning flights if I can make them, but I rarely get a chance to make those. I flew the Zebo this morning. I recorded that flight? I'm not going to say it's the worst landing I've ever done in a Zebo. It wasn't that. I have a whole slew of worst landings in the Zebo. Most of which are long, way too long. And so I got some coaching. Oh, I still got my de-icing on. Got some coaching from a real-world 737 pilot, and he was correcting my behavior, but still working on the visual approaches. But I got too busy, and I wasn't keeping up with the throttle, and I ended up actually touching down just short, well, on the underrun, which is the part of the runway that's just before the runway. It's the concrete there. So I was pretty miffed at myself about that. But I didn't land long. So I was like, well, it's a change, it's different. It's hard for me to get all the visual approach stuff done, turn on final, get the auto throttle off, and then get the power set right and get the thing landed. I'll get it. I might get it tomorrow. Maybe flying the Zebo on VATSIM again, which I used to do. I got so out of practice, and there were so many gaps in my knowledge, I just stopped. So now my knowledge is filling in, and I feel better. There's so much more to see out the left window when you're climbing. Yeah, I'll probably fly back down to St. Pete tomorrow. I got Tampa Bay. I may look at in this airplane tonight. Installed new drivers. Vulcan hasn't been the big win that I'd hoped it was going to be for me. Not yet. We're still in beta 10, and I've got tuning I could do. But it's not bad. I mean, right now I'm sitting at 40 frames. But I think it's going to help a lot of people that have AMD cards. But my GPU usage now is half of what my CPU usage is, which is, it used to be equal. Now it's half. So now I've got all this extra GPU or CPU time that I could use if I could find a way to use it. Well, actually, right now it's about even. Maybe that's why I've got 40 frames. But down low, it's much more CPU. At least that's what I saw. Look at this. We're going to go right around this weather. Going to run into some here, but we're going to go this way. See what it looks like on Sky Vector. Actually, Sky Vector looks a lot different. There were big showers over Tampa a couple hours ago. Looks like they've all fizzled out. Talking and not flying. Yep, I see you. Come on, down. That's all I can do right there. I don't think I ever FLC'd that. I was just flying up in BS mode. Held its airspeed okay. A month away from this airplane and I'm rusty. Doesn't take me long. But I had a lot of fun in the Zebo. Yesterday and this morning. There you can see those lines. It doesn't look like it until you move. See, if you move like this, see how the light changes? Like right here. That's the bug. So at night, it's not going to look like much of a bug. It's going to look like long cloud shadows. Running about 38 frames, 39. Nothing to write home about. I was getting the same or better with the previous version of X-Plane. But it's smoother when it's low, I'll say that. It's smoother when it's low. So, let's see, we are at altitude. Let's get rid of these. And load Jacksonville. And bring up our flight plan. And the Cuban one. Okay, so we're going this way for the ILS to 8. I don't know what they're gonna do, but let's see, I gotta be at or above 19,000 at Ilbach. No, I'm at Haney. At or above 240, 16 to 19, so they say at or below 190. I wonder if he's going to tell me to descend via the star. Really, I think what I want to do is lots of altitudes on this. See if I put 19. It says at or below 19. I'm going to make that 16. Oops. I'm going to make that 16. 16,000. Clear. Go back. 16,000. Enter. Now, why did you let me put that in? I don't want to have to do it this way. Those at or belows are about useless. Take it. Yes. Okay, good. That's Shiner. And then at Pogey, I'm going to put 12,000. 1, 2, 0. Okay. And that Cuban, I'm going to put 9,000. And then the at or above 5,000. That's fine. I they're not that useful. Wonder if their VETSIM is still on. Yes, they are. I'm still a little ways out, but I'm sure I'll get a call soon. To 4.77. Okay. I set those. I put the lower altitude in because the upper altitude, well, for one thing, it's in white, so it's just advisory. And it's only half the information you need anyway. So it's all you can do is look at it and sort of control your descent to try to stay above one or below 19,000. So if I actually make it a hard altitude at 16,000, then I can control my upper altitude here and then my lower altitude here. So if I put in 19,000 as I'm descending, it'll stop at 19,000. But if I'd rather stop at 18,000 or 17,000, I control that over here. But if I, for whatever reason, I put 15,000 here, it will stop at 16,000 because it's higher. So at least I've got some control over this if I'm using VNAV in the descent, which VATSIM sometimes does tell me to descend via the SID, the star. So that's why I do that. And I did the same thing on each of these. You know, and this one I can just control here. It's at or above 5,000. Instead of making it a hard altitude, I can just put 5,000 over here. And is that the last altitude? I don't know where they're going to pull me off of the star. 3,000. Expect radar vectors to RNAV, RNP, visual approach, or is assigned by ATC at Waydor. So 3,000 at Waydor. And I will make that a hard altitude. So now it's going to be respected. And I don't know if I'm going to get a visual, an ILS. I might just go ahead and put the ILS in. Approach. ILS to 8. 110.7. Yeah, 110.7. Swap that in. And up to 3,000 heading. Craig BOR. Craig. It's way down here, 114.5. Got that in. And sync up the heading, go heading mode, CEI. Course is 077. Course. CEI. Back to nav mode. So I'm pretty good. I'm all set. Now I can look at the scenery again. Look at the scenery and just fly around in the sky. For a while anyway. Nice day to be down in Clearwater doing some fishing. Out there somewhere. This is historic weather. how did it get on historic? Always catches me off guard. Not much has changed. Yep, about 35 frames. Get it. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, what are we getting here? You fly the TBM? It's a beautiful airplane. Yeah, it's the first time I've flown at IFR in probably a month, and you know, like I said, I wanted to get a new B airplane because I was flying the Cheyenne, and the Cheyenne doesn't have weather radar or any kind of weather source at all. So I said, summer's coming, I need an airplane that's got a weather source. So I tried 3 airplanes, and kind of hopeful on one of them. A lot to like about that airplane, but it's got some problems, and I may be able to fix them. It's really only got one serious problem. And then I got the DA62, so it just may be the DA62 because it's all ready. It's ready to go, and it's a beautiful airplane. It flies really, really well. It's fun. It's pretty. Well, it's weird looking is what it is. And it's for a completely different purpose too, you know, because this airplane, you're flying high, you're flying pretty fast, and I've taken this one across the United States, across the lower half of the United States, and I'm planning on taking a flight probably up the East Coast and back, and then out west again, but I'll go the northern way. What do we got down here? And you know, I wouldn't take the DA62 on that long of a flight. I mean, it'd be hours, you know, 4-hour stretches at a time. It would wear you down. You know, if I had a real one and I had all the time in the world, I would. But I have to tell you, even in the real world, flying 4 hours, you know, like 2 4-hour stretches in a day, it gets pretty old. It gets pretty boring. Not just boring, but just tiring. So VetSim should be chiming in. Are they not? Miami Center is online. They haven't called me either. You know, I might just let me look at the map here. I know I was getting close. Holy cow! The whole East Coast is online. I'm just on the edge of Jacksonville's airspace right here. Let's see if I can hear him. I don't hear him. Where is that? Not under audio. Cockpit. Aircraft. No. Simulator, no. Text chat log settings. ATC. Blast, where is that? Well, I've set my volume to max. Audio. I may have to sign off of VATSIM. I had it visible here a second ago. ATC test. Okay. Audio.
Southwest 6500, Jacksonville Center, climbing through 13,900, going to 16,000. Southwest 6500, Jack Center, good evening, climbing, maintain flow level 350. Going to 350, thanks, 6500.
You know, I bet you I filed my flight plan VFR. I know I did. I did not click that button. You have to click it. Let me get his attention. Jacksonville Center, TBM900 Sierra. Ah, already?
So call us one more time.
Yeah, it's TBM900 Sierra.
November 53720, Jack Center.
Yeah, TBM72 Sierra. I filed a flight plan to Jacksonville. I meant to file it as IFR, and I'm sure that I forgot to click the button for IFR, so I'm wondering if I can get IFR from present position to Jacksonville.
Alright, November 53720, Roger, stand by 1 minute for a code.
720, standing by. Cuban 1. So I'm on vertical track. I'm gonna...
Hey, Jacksonville Center, this is Delta 28 Heavy, would you just send it? Delta 28 Hotel. Delta 28 Hotel Heavy, Jacksonville Center, Roger, descend via the OD1 arrival, runway 8 transition. The Jacksonville altimeter is 3003.
3003. That looks so freaking good.
Runway 8 arrival, and towards 3003. Yes, sir, I can barely hear you. Delta 28 Hotel Heavy, descend via the OD1 arrival, the arrival that you filed. Runway 8 transition. Jacksonville altimeter 3003. Descend to the OHIDA 1 arrival, runway 8, and temperature 3003. Delta 2608, cross Tabor and maintain 13,000, the Tampa altimeter 29999. 2999 cross Tabor, 13,000, Delta 2608. Jackson, good evening, American 432, flight level 370.
Wow, these radios sound horrible.
November 53720, squawk 1052.
1052, 720.
And over 22 we'll check it out at once. We'll try it one at a time. We'll see who calls first. American 432, 0370. Yeah, there was an American. I need an American first, please. American 14. American 432. Oh, great, they're both American. I still haven't heard anybody. I tell you what, we'll just have you guys call back in about 30 seconds, and we'll see who calls first, because both of you are calling at the same time each time, so I can't hear you. November 5372, Sierra radar contacts, 2 miles south of the Warrens intersection. Stand by, let me just pull up your flight plan here. Sierra 82 Golf, holding short, runway to Juliet. Jack Center, American 1408, 330. American 1408, Jack Center, roger. Number 72 Sierra, just verify it's November 5372 Sierra?
Correct, it's 5372 Sierra.
Okay, there's no flight plan on file if you just want to file one, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, I'll do that right now.
American 432, file 370.
And
American 432, stand by. 32, go hold short runway to Juliet. Stand by, please. American 432, squawk 1020.
I don't know whether to be more interested in that sim or the how gorgeous this is down here.
Alright, heading 140, wait to Juliet, clear for takeoff, 8 Center American 2435, would it be possible to turn around and head your Smaltz? American 2435, you just never called me for the radar contact and I got busy, so I lost track of you. Say altitude. I'm passing 15,000 now and I was trying to wait for a turn in line. Alright, American 2435,
I will have to
radar contact,
drop like a rock
full of 380, and
to
you're
get down to 16.
direct, clear direct Smaltz, resume navigation.
Probably make 17 or 18.
Clear direct Smaltz and cleared up to 380 American 2435. American 432, radar contact, 14 miles west of the Baca intersection, maintain flight level 370. 370, top of 15 miles. Yes, sir, I'm going to give you to Miami, he'll have that for you.
Not looking good.
American 432, contact Miami Center, 135.17. 3517, American 432, see it. November 720, looks like I have a flight plan now for you. Are you already on the Cuban arrival?
I'm on the Cuban drive. I haven't started my descent yet. 290.
November 720, reset transponder, squawk 1044.
Squawk 1 0. ATC
November 720, just for future reference, that arrival is only for turbojet aircraft. But if you want to go ahead and execute it, I'm okay with it.
I could do it either way. It doesn't matter to me.
Well, you've already filed it. Might as well execute it. I don't have a problem with it. Just for a future. It's always good just to read on there. It'll tell you. Like sometimes it'll say turbojet and turboprop. Sometimes it'll say turbojet only.
That explains all the weird altitudes then.
There's 72 Sierra. You can descend via the Cuban 1 arrival, runway 8 transition. Jacksonville altimeter is 3003.
Descend via the Cuban 8, runway 8 arrival 3003. 72 Sierra. Okay, so altitude.
November 82 Golf, radar contacts, the altitude passing. Passing 1,800 for 82 Golf.
Actually, let's do a VNAV direct.
Clear direct Oli.
Let me do that? No.
Oli, resume navigation.
This is going to be tough. I'm going to do a DS.
Oli, resume navigation.
And,
American 1408, clear direct Tabor.
I can't do that much. VS is required is 5,400 to get down to 18. There's a 16. but
American 1408, Jack
we'll
Center.
just pull the throttle back. Yeah, I know.
1408. American 1408, clear direct Tabor. Clear direct Tabor,
There we go.
American 1408.
Yeah.
Jackson, American 1408, can we start that descent down to Tabor? Once we get to Tabor. Okay,
We'll
well,
try.
I mean, I can't imagine you just start your descent that far out, but I'll give you the restriction here to like probably about 50 or 60 miles. You're still way out there. Oh yeah, I say about 156. Okay, that'll work.
I'm looking for where this says turbojet aircraft only. Expect radar vectors RNP. So we're
American 432, you still on my frequency?
I may just have to remember that, Poggy. Okay, so let's see if there's another page. The Cuban. Arrival. Yeah, it doesn't say it. Not that I can see it. Anybody see that? I guess there's nobody here. Oh, and where's the frick is my ATC? A cockpit? No. Devices and volumes. There it is. So ATC is too loud, he says. Oh, it is. Jesus. Okay.
Number 82 Golf, let me know when you have the weather at Gainesville and your approach request. Alright, we'll let you know too.
Yeah, nothing on here says it's for, but, you know, I believe him. Let's see. So I don't know where I am. Let's find out. Shiner. I may make 19. This is going to be close. Look at me descending like a rock. My next altitude is Poggy. Not quite. Close though. Okay, so now let's have a look at our profile. So now I could descend like that. And so let me click VNAV. Click VNAV direct. And
Ready to go off, Roger. Expect the visual approach on way 11 Gainesville. Expect the visual runway 11 to go.
okay, and let's go to ALT for a moment and then go back to VNAV. 18.2, yeah. Okay, so now.
National aircraft, Jacksonville latest information. Delta now current Jacksonville altimeter 3003.
Okay, so 9,000 to 12,000.
Delta 28 Hotel Heavy, advise when you have information.
I will put DS. And let's do VNAV direct.
Delta enter Jacksonville International, can plan
There
the
we go.
ILS runway 8 approach.
This should get us down. Let's see, so I need to descend at 2,100 feet. Here we go. Okay, so now the VNAV is doing its job. So I'll descend down to 9,000. And in fact, I could go ahead and put in 5,000.
72, sir, advise when you have information. Delta Jacksonville can plan the visual approach runway 8.
72 Sierra, I'll advise, and I'll plan for a visual to 8. Alright, so that gets me covered there, and he wants me to dial in Delta. ATC. Jack. 5.85. I don't think COM2 works on this thing. We will see.
Sequence 3,000 broken. 25,000 broken.
Oh, 2435, clear at the Delta VOR.
Altimeter 3003.
300.
Visual approach to runway 8 into use. ILS approach available on request. Landing runway 8. Departing runway 8. North is 2 airmen. Terminal ramp is uncontrolled. Push and start at your discretion. Call when ready for taxi. Use caution. Orbital and bird activity in the vicinity of the airport. Radio controlled aircraft activity 4 nautical miles northwest of the airport. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Hello.
Jacksonville Center KJAX for CRJ7. Okay, I get an X-ray there, sir.
Jacksonville Airport base information Delta 0156
CRJ7.
West 050
CRJ7.
Visibility 10.
I tried that in.
2,000 scattered. Ceiling 3,000 broken. 25,000 broken.
Okay.
Temperature.
You guys have done it for the big KJAX
Jacksonville Center, American 1820 with you, flight 11320.
American 1820, Jacksonville Center, roger. How about you?
Ah, I do not like pop-outs. I know some people love pop-outs.
Delta 028, Hotel Heavy, roger.
Okay, so we're going to take the visual into 8.
Okay, 2435, contact Atlanta Center 132.907, so long.
Vertical track.
32 to 97 and some help for 2435. Okay.
Okay, VNAV's doing its job.
Southwest 6500, send us permission to step away for just a couple of seconds.
Southwest 6500 approved.
Thank you, sir.
Temperature.
American
Yes.
1408, cross Tabor at maintain 1 to 3, 13,000, Tampa altimeter 29er. Maintain 13,000 at Tabor, American 1408.
TBM900 has Delta.
Thank you.
This guy, stuff. I've been with him on VATSIM a number of times. He knows his stuff. He's forgotten me once or twice, but he still knows his stuff.
At 39,000.
All right.
Power 108, Jacksonville Center, clear direct Tabor.
Clear direct Tabor. Illinois.
Is ATC too loud? Anybody listening? Cockpit. Because I could crank it down.
Vertical track.
Like that, maybe. Get the lights on. Altimeters are set. I mean, it was really loud before. Look at that. That's just so pretty. So the Cuban, he says, is for turbojet. I don't see it on the Star, and I don't necessarily like it very much either, but because all those friggin' altitudes.
Jackson, file, Senate.
But I can try to remember not to file it again, if nothing else. Cuban. Cuban 1 RNAV. RNAV Star.
Jacksonville file, Senate, hello, this is American 2213. That's Tampa ground, the request and IFR clearance to Miami.
But honestly, do I care? You know? Do I really
Southwest
care?
6500, back on my seat.
Thank you.
Okay. So we're at 9,000. and slowing down.
Sending aircraft for radar check.
And our next point is I've got to be at or above 5,000.
Delta 028 heavy, turn right heading 160, descend to maintain 4,000, vectors to final.
Let's zoom in. So I really don't have a descent point there.
Turn right 160.
Oh, it's actually there. So let's have a look at the flight plan. 2 minutes 22 seconds to top a descent. But it doesn't really show me a rate. We're at 9,000 feet. I'm going to do a VNAV direct. Yeah, let's just keep going down. Weirdly, I've not done a lot of visuals in this airplane, so the practice is good. And that certainly showed when I was flying the Zebo, because I knew about half the story about how to do it properly, and I still don't do it as well as I need to. Runway 8 is a good long runway at Jacksonville. Well, actually, they're both long enough for this airplane. But I've landed on, what is it, 1-4, I think it is, in Zebo, and that's a little, well, it has been a little tight for me. Runway 8's good and long. I need to check out some of these Orbix airports that they've added with this scenery. There's a bunch of them. I didn't know that they were actually airports. I wonder what they've done. I really do. Only problem is now with, let's see, what's the temperature? 9. Okay, we're good. With Vulcan, it takes so long to load. You can't just jump from airport to airport in Florida anymore. It takes 6 minutes.
2608, contact Tampa, correction, Miami Center, 135.17, good night.
3517, thanks for your hopes, Delta 2608.
Delta 028, hotel heavy, turn right heading of turn right heading 170, descend to maintain 2,000.
What's Jacksonville's
Turn right 170, down to 2,000, Delta ahead.
airport? Come on. Tower is
Number 72, sir, you're going to be number 2 behind a heavy Boeing 787.
72 Sierra, roger, behind a 787. That's interesting. Tower 118.3. 18.
Number 72, sir, reduce speed to 180 knots.
Reduce speed to 180 knots, 72 Sierra. Never had anybody ever tell me that before.
Delta 28, hotel heavy, maintain 180 knots until the 5-mile final, so you've already slowed down to 180.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold it there. It's pretty bumpy in here.
Yes, sir, maintain 180 knots until the 5-mile final.
Yes, sir. 180, 5-mile final, Delta ahead.
Technically, you're supposed to stay within 10 knots either side of that airspeed. And 180 is a good speed to be right here.
Center, Delta 130, flight level 370, good ride. Delta 130, Jacksonville Center, roger.
See, I can go one down to 3. Yes, down. And 180, you said.
November 720, turn left heading 260, vectors to final.
Left heading 260, 720.
Number 720, descend and maintain 3000.
Descend and maintain 3000, 720.
Sounded like somebody was checking in, it was all white noise.
Okay. So I can go CDI now.
Jacksonville Center, Power 108, requesting descend now.
Delta 28 Hotel Heavy, turn left heading 110, intercept the runway 8 localizer.
Turn left 118, intercept localizer, runway 8, go to ahead.
Yeah, the heading 110.
So if I go
110, go to ahead.
Power 108, cross Tabred, maintain 13,000, Tampa altimeter 299er.
Cross David, maintain 3000 for Power 108.
Maintain 13,000, Power
no
108.
traffic showing,
13,000 for Power 108.
Delta 28 Hotel Heavy is 4 miles from Dens, maintain 2,000 till established on the localizer, cleared ILS from weight approach.
Maintaining 2002 until intercept on localizer, go to ahead.
Delta 28 Hotel Heavy, cleared ILS from weight 8 approach.
Cleared 8 approach, go to ahead.
November
Actually,
720, turn right heading 360.
right turn 360, 720.
Delta 130, clear direct Tabor. Delta 130, direct Tabor. Delta 28 Hotel Heavy, the winds 050 at 11, runway 8, clear land.
Clear lane, go to ahead.
Number 720, do you have the Heavy 787 at your 2 o'clock and about 6 miles?
720 is looking.
He's just sending out at 2,200 on the final.
God damn it. 2 o'clock.
Number 720, just want to maintain 2,000.
720 down to 2000. I never saw him.
Number 720, turn right heading 020.
Yes. Right heading 020, 720.
Number 720, just let me know if you pick up the traffic. He's at your 2 o'clock and about 6 to 7 miles.
720 is looking. I don't know. I'll see him 6 to 7 miles. He's not showing up on my TCAS.
Number 720, turn right heading 050.
Right turn 050, 720.
Number 720, let me know if you pick up the aircraft or the airport.
720 Woka.
Number 720, just want to maintain 2,000.
Descend and maintain 2000, 720. I thought I did that. Yes, down. Yes. Damn it. That was a pain in the ass. The airport's at our 1 o'clock as well.
Number 720, turn right heading 080.
Right heading 080, 720. So we're actually closing in on the ILS. 72 Sierra has the airport in sight.
Number 72 Sierra, clear visual approach runway 8.
Clear visual approach runway 8, 72 Sierra.
Number 72 Sierra, the traffic added is crossing the numbers, caution wake turbulence, Boeing 787, runway 8, number 2, clear to land, winds 05011.
Clear to land runway 8, 72 Sierra, and caution wake turbulence. God, what are you doing? Oh. There we go. Come on, airplane, stop that.
November 82 Golf, pilot's discretion, maintain 3000. Around 3000, maintain Golf.
I've had that similar kind of a thing happen before with this airplane where it trimmed itself out and then sent itself straight to the ground. Lord. Alright, so what's our speed? Let's take our speed back.
American 1408, contact Miami Center, 135.17. Good day.
Over Miami Center, appreciate the ABC. Have a great rest of the weekend. Stay safe.
Good.
Flaps down. Gear down.
Delta 28 Hotel Heavy, straight ahead Hotel the ramp. Good night.
Okay. And we're below 1,000, so get our speed down a little bit more. Come on, torque. That's good. Normally I'd want 25. I want a little bit more because I got it. There we go. Now I'll do 25. 25, 26. Lord. That flight director is bonkers.
Cessna 826, let me know when you have Gainesville in sight. We'll have ready to go.
Airspeed.
November 72 Sierra, roll out to taxiway Golf is approved for the general aviation ramp.
72 Sierra, taxiway Golf. I believe that's this next one.
Center 82 Golf, that's the field in sight. Cessna 82 Golf, clear visual approach to the Gainesville Airport. No traffic goes over between you and the field.
No.
Report operator cancellation on the
hotel.
ground. Missed approach this frequency. Radar service is terminated. Change of advisor frequency is approved.
It's the next one.
Alright, we're cleared to visual approach. We'll report our cancellation right now for 8 to Golf. 8 to Golf, roger. Off our cancellation received. Squawk 1200. Good night. 1200, 8 to Golf.
It was kind of a rough approach. I've had that happen before with this airplane. You know, I had 2,000 selected in the window and tried to VS and VS and VS, and when it finally did VS, it didn't respect that altitude. you know, it's all on YouTube, so I can go back and watch it and see if I can see what happened. So I think I was taxiing to the ramp with you, 72 Sierra.
Affirmative.
Okay. And so flaps up. Landing light off, taxi light on, pitot heats off. We'll leave the transponder on, but we'll put it on. Okay, so it's already done that. Parking at Shelter. What a night, though. Just beautiful. I'm not disappointed with Vulcan. What am I getting? I'm getting 35 here, and that's actually pretty good for Jacksonville. You know, I don't know. May find some things that will make it even better. And there are, you know, it's still in beta. Flight sim just keeps getting better and better.
Delta 130, reset transponder, squad 1031.
1031 in the transponder, Delta 130.
Now the trick, if you fly into Jacksonville here, is you see that fuel truck? Stay away from him. It's crazy. I know where he goes. You get fairly close to this terminal, he'll leave you alone. I'm not saying that he follows you around. I'm saying, like, if you park a little ways away from this terminal, he will either come right up to your airplane or go through it while you're parked there. And he, you know, I don't know, just watch, see what I mean? See what he's doing? And they're fast on the ramp too. All right, so lights off. Let's see what we gotta do. Inertial separator still on.
Air Force 3333 Heavy, Jacksonville, Center, roger. Air Force 3333 Heavy, descend via the Amelie 2 arrival, runway 33 transition, Charleston altimeter.
Radar was never on, transponders on.
3008.
Ground now, back. Strobe switch off.
Runway
Trims.
33 transition.
I want to look, when I go back and look at this flight, I want to see where these trims were when I disconnected the autopilot.
Delta 130 cross Tabret, maintain 13,000, Tampa altimeter.
Takeoff position, that's fine.
Cross Tabret 13,000, Delta
Leads
130.
AC. I'm not nearly as interested in the taxi lights off, AP trim switch.
Sure, man. Sure, it's all good.
Throttle, initial separator.
Jacksonville Center, good evening. Southwest 1898 with you, flight level 350.
Southwest 1898, Jack Center, roger, clear direct Piglet.
Clear direct Piglet, Southwest 1898.
There's 2 minutes. See what I mean? See? Guy's crazy. Alright, inertial separator off. Lights off. All the lights are off. Ignition stays on. This goes off. This goes off. Oxygen off. And there's always something I missed down here. BP fuel. Park and brake. Let's see if we can get the chocks on. And shut this off. All right, so let's.
Jacksonville Center,
I will
November
log off.
38 Bravo Sierra. We're looking to pick up. We're on the ground at Jacksonville. We're looking to pick up VFR clearance over to Ocala.
Disconnect. All right, so I'm disconnected, right? Yes. So let me shut that down. Save. All right. ATC is all over the East Coast tonight. But let's go back and see what this friggin' thing was doing. Maybe I was doing something wrong that I didn't realize about. You're not going to show me this stuff? That's about useless. I wonder what would happen if I turned this back on. Well, maybe it will if I unpause it. Nope, it won't. Well, at least we can watch the landing, I guess. But I can watch it on the YouTube, right? Just like you can. Alright, let's watch the landing. We can at least watch the landing. This is weird because it thinks I'm landing on 1-4. Pretty sure, but I'm actually out here someplace. Yeah. L radar. Maybe there. This is this hotel? Because I taxied. No, this is Juliet. Okay, this should be good. There I am. Won't let me zoom in. So I had a 787 land here. That's interesting. I wanted to see what my trim was set to. That's what I wanted to see. Maybe I should have done the replay when I pulled off the runway. Maybe that would have done it. Of course, I don't know. I want to see that again. I want to see if I did a 3-point. Felt like the nose was high enough, but pretty close to a 3-point. Don't like that. So one more time. scoot over a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to do another flight tomorrow. I need it. Having not flown it for a month, and having flown a bunch of airplanes, well, I have been flying the Zebo, which is an entirely different kind of flying, but been flying slower airplanes. You don't have the luxury of spending a lot of time. You got to be ahead of these airplanes. That looked good right there, but yeah, not too bad. Not awful. And this is free. This airport is free. I always say it. I won't see the 787 because I've already disconnected, but this is freeware Jacksonville. And whoever made it should be proud because this is beautiful for freeware. I wouldn't call it necessarily payware quality, but I would definitely say it's close, very close. Very enjoyable. All right. So I hope if you ran across this video that you enjoy it. I had a great time on the flight up until the time that I couldn't get the blasted thing out of VS, which I will see why, or into VS. And even enjoyed it after that. Pretty flight. And in before the convention. And I'll be out